Dear students, this channel is for practicing PTE modules every day. If you are struggling with PTE reading module, you can purchase a reading course, which may help you to ace your reading score. Contact us on 6367949840, 9588068207.
Every country aims to improve the standard of living of its people and eradicate issues like poverty, illiteracy, unemployment, income inequality, etc. Budget measures help the government in meeting these goals. A budget gives an overview of the fiscal policy of the government. The public can see how much and on what items the government spent in the last fiscal year. The budget also shows itemized receipt, which reveals the sources from the revenue for these expenditures that were generated. Corruption refers to a form of criminal activity or dishonesty. It refers to an evil act by an individual or a group. Most noteworthy, this act compromises the rights and privileges of others. Furthermore, corruption primarily includes activities like bribery or embezzlement. However, corruption can take place in many ways. Most probably, people in positions of authority are susceptible to corruption. Corruption certainly reflects greedy and selfish behavior. Increasing the number of workers can be another suitable way of curbing corruption. In many government offices, the workload is very high. This provides an opportunity to slow down the work by government employees. Consequently, these employees then indulge in bribery in return for faster delivery of work. Hence, this opportunity to bribe can be removed by bringing in more employees in government offices. The G20 Summit is an international forum for the governments and central bank governors from 20 major economies. The summit was established in 1999 to discuss policy issues related to international economic cooperation and development. The 20 countries represented in the G20 account for approximately 85% of the world's GDP and 2/3 of its population. Each mutual fund scheme issues units that are of a certain value similar to a share. When you invest in such funds, you become a unit holder in that mutual fund scheme. When instruments that are part of that mutual fund scheme earn revenue over time, the unit holder receives that revenue reflected as the net asset value of the fund or in the form of dividend payouts. Around 10 million weddings take place in India every year. Just imagine the amount of money that is spent on an average every year in these marriage arrangements. The focus of the marriage has shifted from the rituals to a show-off business. In the present scenario, when dowry still remains a major problem in India, people use a lot of their life savings in the unnecessary arrangements and decorations which are just a one-day affair. They think by making extravagant arrangements they would create an impression on their friends and relatives, and will be remembered for a longer period of time. People also try to imitate the others, in which social media plays a major role as it influences people's mind very easily. It is very important to bring people out of this rat race and teach them the concept of simple marriage. A simple marriage can be made equally memorable as an extravagant one. People need to realize that it is the presence of people that makes a wedding grand and not the decorations or food. Marriages should be kept simple by keeping limited cuisines, simple decorations, and limited expenditure of clothes and jewelry. The money that will be saved from a simple wedding can be put to many other constructive uses like savings and bank account, deposited as fixed deposits to be used for health care, etc. Understanding migration was conceived in response to numerous requests from educators and curriculum specialists concerning the presentation and discussion of issues related to human migration in the social studies classroom. What are the reasons that large groups of people have found themselves moving from place to place? What effects does this movement have? And most importantly, how can such a fluid and nebulous concept be presented in a classroom in an easy-to-follow manner with clear lesson objectives and outcomes? Regional case studies were chosen to address these and other essential questions. Where possible, we have used primary source documents to present the information in each case study. A conventional sales are when the home is owned outright or the seller owes less on the mortgage than fair market value. Conventional sales involve quicker transactions between both parties, unlike foreclosures, short sales, and probate sales. We typically recommend conventional sales for our buyers, especially first-time home buyers, to help them avoid the complications they could run into when dealing with distressed properties or probate sales. For a majority of buyers who are looking to purchase and move into their dream home as soon as possible, conventional sales are the way to go. Oftentimes, distressed properties can take many months for the seller's bank to approve an offer or for a court date to be set in the case of a probate sale. Land reclamation has been carried out along the coast of Tokyo Bay since the Meiji period. Areas along the shore with a depth of fewer than 5 meters are simplest to carry out. Landfills and sand from the floor of Tokyo Bay is used for these projects. The topography of the shoreline of Tokyo Bay differs greatly from that of the pre-modern period due to ongoing land reclamation projects. Tokyo Bay includes about 249 square kilometers of reclaimed land area in 2021. Aggregate household waste production is enormous in Greater Tokyo. There is little room for traditional garbage disposal sites. Waste is rigorously sorted at the household. Much of it is turned into ash and further recycled into Bay landfill.